There's lights out! Now you want to get nuts! Come on! Let's get nuts.
Hello, children. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Film Junkee Live. It is the end of Monday. You got through another Monday, you're good. It's April 24th. Oh my God, CinemaCon's happening. The Sony presentation is about to go off. I don't know exactly what's going to be talked about when it comes to Sony. I don't know if they brought in something good or anything like that. I don't know. Should be crazy, but hey, we're going to be talking CinemaCon, so we'll get those live updates as they happen. Make sure you guys smash that like, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm doing this stuff. Become a member, do a members only stream every after the stream every Wednesday, so join that community right there. And yeah, got all the sock meds around me, Vero, Facebook, Patreon if you want to do that, Twitter, Instagram, everything like that. What is going on? All right, who's out there? What's happening? Hey, what's going on, Mr. Team Rad 7? You're in the building. Good to see you. We got Kenneth right here. Yeah, you know what? Actually, it was not that bad. A little busy trying to get as much work done because, you know, this weekend's going to be crazy. Well, this whole week's going to be crazy. Patrick, hi Dave. Why so serious? I rewatched Jack Reacher on Prime. The Flash, lots of money like Mario. Let's hope. And Jack Reacher is a great series, by the way. I really enjoyed that series. Looking forward to season 2. Hi, Galactic Fearsome. Good to see you. We got Mr. Nobody getting more and more pumped for The Flash. How does everyone else feel? I'm feeling pretty pumped myself. That's right. Yeah, I won't say a dirty joke. One was like brewing up in my head. I'll resist. I'll resist. Hey, myself. Hey, happy Anzac Day. Not sure what that is, but good to see you, Droga. 13 like, thank you. Yes, hit that like, thumbs up. Thank you, Rerum right there. Snyder, that's right, he is strong. Mr. Scott McClellan's here. It's all D&D, sweet, yes. Again, it's just one of those movies I was so surprised by. It's in my top so far. Like, you know, there's like, I don't know. I mean, obviously we're we're in April right now. But, yeah, D&D is, like, up there. It's at the top of the list right now for 2023. Would not be surprised. It's going to probably be in my my best of at the end of the year. I would not be surprised. So, be honest, Tom Cruise, who is crazy like the What? Okay. We got Mr. Eric right here. Like discussed last night, if Flash and Aquaman 2 do gangbusters, WB will have no choice but at least to a bit of multiverse. The Aquaman 2 doing gangbusters? sorry. That I try to hold that back, but you know, I don't know about that. But Flash will probably do gangbusters for sure. What's going on? Ariel right here. Happy Monday. We got Miss Nighthawk right here. Steph, good to see ya as always, my dear. We got Eric Patterson. Yes. Nefarious, anyone? Okay. What else we got? Who else we got? We got Stephanie T right here as well. We got Superhero Enthusiast. I wish the first Flash movie would have been an origin story movie. Who agrees with me? It is going to be an origin story movie. If you think about it, Flashpoint has the origin in it. We're going to see the origin story. It's going to be part of the plot. That's the thing. You know, at first I agreed, but then I realized, and then talking to you, like, yeah, I remember Mr. Colbert was even bringing that up too, where he was just saying, like, technically Flashpoint does have the origin in it because obviously we have to know the origin story to realize what Barry wants to do when it comes to time travel. So it is going to be an origin film. It still will be. So, Fatty God, what's happening? We got Steve-O right here as well. Okay. And we got ACS. What's going on, brother? What's going on, Sinfinity and Beyond? We got Dark Spark Rays right here. Good to see you. Where can I watch? They're not streaming it, so don't worry. Bringing back Themohawk. Good to see you too. So, all right, guys, let's get it on. Yeah, but anything that comes from the Sony panel, if any kind of craziness happens during it, we'll talk about it because we're going to be talking about it. Oh, hey, look at that. We got Jose right there too. Jose, what is happening? Thank you for joining last night. All right, make sure, again, like you guys subscribe, like, do all that, subscribe, everything. All right. Let's go ahead and get to the tweets, huh? Let's get to the tweets. Turn that off. Whoop, whoop. Did I turn that off? There, turn that off, Chase. Okay. Not that. Not that. I'm opening up things that I don't want to open up right now. Too many tabs open. Too many tabs. All right. Let's go ahead and get to the tweets. All right. First off, we're starting right here. Mr. Fear Jason. Put my face on Henry Cavill Superman right there in the black and silver suit. So that's right. That's exactly what I look like right there if I wore that Superman costume. Exactly what I'd look like. We got some more images from the Penguin series. Colin Farrell, of course, and Kristen Milioti. I don't know, I'm probably saying her name wrong, but she's playing, of course, Sophia. But look at that. Look at that suit. Look at that suit. Look at that suit. Look at Shop. Look at Shop. I thought this was pretty funny right here. That was, you know, it's funny because you got a cat looking at a face hugger, you know. And then check it out, guys. You know, speaking of the Flash, it was reported last week that, yes, it will be releasing in China. China, that's right. You're going to have the Flash, China. That's right. You're going to have the Flash, even though I had problems with it, China. China. I can't say China without busting out the Trump impression. Really can't. It's very difficult. So, yeah, we got Breaking the Flash. We'll be releasing in China on June 16th. So we got that. We got that. So China got the China box office. Ooh, it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting to see the reaction we get from China. Ghostbusters! It just so happens I'm wearing my Ghostbusters shirt too, but this is pretty damn exciting because not only do we have some set images from, you know, showing Ernie Hudson, showing Winston right here. We also have the return of Walter Peck. That's right. Walter Peck is returning for the Ghostbusters sequel. That's right. Dickless is showing up again. Please, for the love of God, I really hope, okay, Bill Murray, you know, they're all going to be in a scene together, right? We're going to get a, you know, a great scene where we got Walter Peck, we got Peter Venkman again. I want to see that so badly. Why not? But the return of Walter Peck, he's apparently going to be, yeah, an antagonist when it comes to this sequel, and I'm very, 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 very excited for that. I was like, who else could they bring back? Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about bringing back Peck. So that's going to be great. Cats and dogs living together. That it is true. This man has no dick. Okay. I want more back and forth. And it's so funny too, because I always forget what his, William Atherton. That's right. That's what his name is. You know, he was like he got typecasted as being like typecast as a dick. He was like the dick of 80s films, okay? He was. It just seemed like he would show, anytime he was in a movie, he's the dick. He was in Die Hard. He was in Real Genius. Always a dick. Always a dick. He did get typed. So I'm glad that now we're in 2023. We're going to see this movie, in 2024? Yeah, or at the end of this year, or whatever the hell. I'm just glad that Mr. Peck is back. So should be some good scenes with him. I'm excited as a Ghostbusters fan. Very excited. Very excited. Yeah. Right? Yeah. If you're wondering what Nighthawk's talking about, we watched some Dimitri Martin over the weekend, and he had a very funny joke saying that cats and all pets are just non-delicious animals. It's a pretty funny joke. Dimitri Martin, great stuff. Just a great zinger comedian right there. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the box office, but yeah, I mean, you can't stop Mario Brothers. It's going to reach that $1 billion. And can someone tell John Leguizamo to shut the fuck up? Shut up. Just stop talking. You know, I like John Leguizamo, okay? I mean, yes, he didn't. There's some movies that were terrible, especially Super Mario Brothers. But I liked his one-man show. His stand-up was good stuff, and I liked him in John Wick and everything. But just shut up, dude. Please shut up. You know, because now we're saying like John Leguizamo says he would consider. Oh, he would consider. You know, Your Majesty, would you like to be in the Super Mario Brothers sequel? I don't think they want him. If they start to do the right thing and add more inclusivity, I'd consider it. But it's funny too, because if you look at the backgrounds of some of these actors, the voice actors, guess what? There's inclusivity in there, okay? Just because Anya Taylor-Joy is very white doesn't mean she's not an immigrant, and English was not her first language, okay? So I'm just saying, like, it's not all about skin color, okay? Not all about skin color. Seth Rogen, Jewish, you know? And Jack Black grew up Jewish, you know? It's just like, can we stop it? Can we stop, okay? Stop it, Johnny. Stop it, Johnny. Luigi's Italian. You're not Italian. Anyways, sorry. Ugh. And this is going to be interesting. We got a movie or a series. A new poster for BlackBerry. They're going to be doing something about BlackBerry right here. It's going to be showing up on May 12th. And I just love that we have Glenn Howerton right here, bald. And then we got Jay Baruchel right here too. It's just like, wow, these two look pretty different than they normally look. Should be interesting. Should be an interesting movie or series. I can't remember what it is. Okay, keep going. Extraction 2 will have a 14-minute one-take action sequence. Now you're speaking my language. Now I know the one take is not going to be an actual one take. Yes, there's going to be an edit. But I also like that too. I like it when you have these long one takes. I always like to find where they could have hidden the edit, because there's going to be some hidden edits. Usually they pan over, or there's something that crosses the frame where you see, you know, you could be like, oh, there's the edit right there. You know, naturally you just couldn't do a 14-minute actual take when it comes to an action sequence. That would be just absolutely insane. I mean, it is cool when you get like a one take that lasts for maybe a minute, minute and a half, or, you know, 2 minutes or something like that. You could achieve that with an actual one take. But 14 minutes, yes, there's going to be some hidden cuts in there, but I like to find those. It's fun. It's definitely fun to find those, to sniff those out. Okay, keep going. Hey, look at that. We got some more shots from what's it called? Ungentlemanly Warfare, the Guy Ritchie and Henry Cavill flick that's happening right now. Gotta love the costumes. Gotta love the costumes. Okay, we'll talk about that. This is a pretty Evil Dead. This is a pretty Evil Dead Rise poster right here. What happened? Okay, Jose, you tripped me out. Anytime you do WTF, I'm like, what happened? What happened? What am I doing here? What happened? This is a good shot of The Dark Knight right here. I love that shot. Is there a Jesse Allen in it? What? Uh-oh. Oh, the chat. What's going on in the chat? Are we okay here? Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. Anyways, okay, just making sure, because I see, anytime I see Jose go, WTF, I'm like, what happened? What happened? Let me know. Let's keep it up. And then thank you guys, of course. I posted this short over the weekend, the Full Circle AFSP short, that basically, you know, talking about the giveaway that's happening when it comes to SnyderCon, when it comes to the Full Circle event that is going on. Obviously, at the moment right there, it was at 4,552. Now, currently, and of course, you know, just type in Full Circle at the end of this, supporting this. It's a different one from the one that we usually go to. Now it's over 5,000. Look at that, guys. It's at 54. 08. So that's good. That's good. I'm glad that I'm glad that I can give it a little bit of a boost, because of course I posted the short on YouTube, posted it on Twitter, and hopefully gave it just a little bit of a boost. I'm not saying that it was all me that caused that to happen, but and then of course Mick right here helping to boost it even more. So we did definitely get over 5,000. So that's good stuff right there. You gotta love that. Gotta love that. And you gotta love this too. Ah! Oh man, remember when I said this wasn't I didn't call this a costume? I've turned around on it. Yes, I know. We had a debate on the Vodka stream where it's like, is the Nightmare costume actually a costume, or is it the BVS costume just with a trench coat over it and some pants? I mean, technically, yeah, probably is, but it is its own costume. I've turned around on this, turned my stance. Mr. Colbert, he turned me, so that's what he does. He talked me into it because he likes to talk. But yeah, look at this shot right here. BVS next Saturday. So excited again. Leave your questions. So make sure you guys are leaving questions under Zack Snyder's post on Vero when he posts stuff like this. So then you could you can maybe get them answered. So, but that's a pretty shot. We've seen this shot before, but this is more pulled back. We've seen the shot before, a little more zoomed in, cropped. So now we see the entire costume right there, just looking pretty. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. All right, that's pretty funny. That's pretty much that's pretty much Batman versus Superman right here, right? That's that's Batman right there, and this is Superman at one point. And then speaking of Superman, look at this close-up. Ooh, of the life-size bust by Queen Studios right there. That looks pretty damn sweet. Look at that. And then you got the baby right there. Creepy, but awesome. God damn. Please tell me that Zach got one of these. Please tell me that Zach got one of these. Because that is freaking gorgeous. And the fact that you have the baby right there, like in the ship kind of thing, that is so freaking cool. That is so cool, man. I love that. Love it. Love it. All right. And this is pretty funny right here. This gentleman right here, Austin Huff, he said, if this tweet gets 5,000 likes, I will find this jacket, buy it, and wear it to a Cubs game. This crazy jacket that this lady is wearing right here. And sure enough, He found it, bought it, and wore it to a Cubs game. And I love the fact that he's drinking one of those beers that they serve there that's in a very long baseball bat glass. I kind of wonder, or, mug, or whatever the hell you want to call it. I wonder how much those are. Those are badass, and why don't more ballparks have that? My God. Imagine drinking a beer like that. I mean, I'm sure it costs like $67, but whatever. I mean, that's a pretty cool glass. But I tweeted something dumb, and now I'm paying for it. So there you go. Really good. Really good. Really good. All right. Continuing on. This is pretty cool right here. A little blue in the Michael Keaton Batman right there. Gotta love that. Of course, we'll talk about all that right there. Yes, guys. Look at that. Look at that. We got an Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom poster that is teasing nothing. It just looks like ice. It looks like ice. So, there you go. I mean, maybe it's teasing that, okay, we're going to see some ice in there, too. I mean, there's going to be climate discussion when it comes to Aquaman 2. Okay, that's fine. But, I had to make the joke because if you know, when it comes to teasing, Frosty, remember that whole thing when they said that Jason Momoa was going to star as Frosty the Snowman when they were trying to divert, when WB was doing their best to try to distract from news that was happening right there. And Jason Momoa came out and said, that is not true. I'm not starring in a movie. I'm not starring as Frosty in a movie. My God. We got some promo art right here for the Flash movie. Looks pretty sweet, like that, showing the team. We got David Ayer, Beekeeper movie that he's currently making right now. He's got the Beekeeper sound department right there. Like it. Oh my God, look at that poster right there. Incoming cinema. Tom Cruise, you crazy son of a bitch. Yeah. Tom Cruise leaping off that bike. That's just going to be the poster. I mean, why not? Why not? But yeah, we'll talk more about that. We also got some posters too from Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. The different Spider people that are going to be involved in this. Going to be absolutely insane. So that's been showing up too at CinemaCon as well. And I'm sure they're going to be talking about it during the Sony panel. So that's cool. We got Phil Cho. He put some pants. This time he put some pants on Robin, Super Friends in the updated design. So yeah, instead of wearing the little Speedo, he's wearing pants. Pretty crazy. Ana de Armas. How would you feel about her playing Wonder Woman in the new DCU? Well, she was asked about that. And, obviously they have the movie Ghosted that's coming out on Hulu, which I don't think I can watch that because everything I've seen from it, from the promo where obviously they're not where they actually are, it looks like green screen like crazy, to the trailer, to the clips I've seen, That movie just looks like it's just I'm just gonna be cringing the entire time. Does not look like a good movie, and it sucks because I like Ana de Armas and I like Chris Evans, but it just looks so freaking terrible. And a lot of people are saying that it is terrible, so I don't think I'm gonna watch it. But yes, during promotion of this, she was asked about that, and her comment was, well, I feel like Gal Gadot is doing a great job, so I think she should keep doing that. That's pretty much it. Nothing else there. But we kind of, it's still up in the air whether Gal is going to be coming back. I personally don't think she is coming back when it comes to this. Would I want to choose Ana de Armas? To be honest, no. I mean, I'm not saying it would be a bad choice if she was going to be like the new Wonder Woman, but I don't know. I just feel like, nah. There should be, get somebody unknown. I'm wanting unknowns, more unknowns. Because Gal was relatively unknown before she got Wonder Woman, and before Zach cast her, as well as like Jason Momoa was relatively unknown. Ezra Miller was unknown. Ray Fisher was unknown, The only person that was really unknown, that wasn't unknown when it comes to the whole Justice League cast was Ben Affleck. And, so, and then now those names. So let's get somebody more unknown, I think so. But I wouldn't hate it, though, if they did cast Ana de Armas. So, okay. There we go. More Mission Impossible. We got Miss Vanessa Kirby. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. They're releasing all kinds of stuff. We got Pom Klementieff. I can never say her name right. Obviously, she plays Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy. There's her character right there. She looks like she wants to kill somebody. And then, of course, you have the whole group right here. We got Rebecca Ferguson with everybody. So I cannot wait for this trailer. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to be getting a trailer for this from CinemaCon. Please, pretty please. Can we get some more stuff, more footage maybe? I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen, but yeah. All right, let the bloodbath begin again. Disney is beginning their second round of layoffs today and will lay off 4,000 people by the end of the week. That's right. All these companies just continue to lay off. It's not just one company. I know there's people with their bias that like to just think it's just one company. It's not one company. It's all the companies that are having to lay off. And it kind of sucks. Or it does suck. It does suck for the people who are getting laid off. But, but at the same time, it's like, there's some people that are just making way too much money in some of these companies. So maybe pay it forward a little bit. Maybe you don't need that much and make sure everybody gets down. But yes, Disney is doing that. And we got Harrison Ford right here with Phoebe Waller. Another shot from them from Total Film. Hey, we got our new poster for The Witcher Season 3. And now that we know that Henry Cavill is not returning to the role, is anybody really excited for it? We'll watch it still. It's a good poster. Why not? So, they released that poster. That's pretty good. And then Zach, of course, is testing out. Look at that image right there. The image of the theater that they're going to be playing Zack Snyder's Justice League that we're going to be seeing on Sunday, making sure that the picture looks good, showing Ben Affleck right there, the scene where he gets off the helicopter and talking to Alfred after trying to get Arthur to join the team, showing that right there. So just preparing, making sure it looks good. I cannot wait to see this movie in big ol' huge IMAX. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And then, yes, guys, man, what's going on with news media? Apparently, and this is from both sides of the aisle right here. We got Fox News fired Tucker Carlson, and then we got CNN fired Don Lemon. What? All in the same day. Happy Monday, everybody. Hey, there's a purge happening with fucking media that is, that has narratives because it's on both sides of the argument. But it is kind of funny because depending on what side of the aisle you are on politically, you only mention one. I mean, it's kind of funny when you see that. I see that on my timeline because I like to follow both people. I'm very much in the middle when it comes to politics, I guess you could say. But man, it's just funny when you know that certain people are not going to mention one, but they're going to mention the other for sure. So it's always hilarious. You just see that, the political bias right there. But yeah, are we getting a media purge? But I mean, when it comes to Fox News, like, wasn't that your top show? Wasn't he your top guy? And apparently their stock tanked. So, hey, good job, Fox News. Good job. CNN still trying to, you know, they've already fired other people, and then, you know, Don Lemon was like the last like, you know, person you had to get out of there. Hey, how about you? Let's hire some honest people, huh? Let's hire some honest and have some honest reporting right there. Please. But yeah, here's Zack Snyder right here. Talking about it, here's the caption. Doing a check on the IMAX for Sunday looks awesome. I only wish people could see it in this aspect ratio in this theater so they could understand. Yeah, I know. If only there could be a release. We also have a release of Denzel Washington showing back up in the Equalizer 3. I totally forgot that they were making a third one of these movies. Looking forward to it because, you know, it's Denzel. I enjoyed the first two Equalizer movies. First one more than the second one, but, you know, looking forward to this. And I like that poster. I like, you know, the reflection right there. That's kind of like symbolic. Some symbolism. It's going to be happening in a room, apparently. Boss Logic are, you know, showing that Spidey poster right there across the Spideyverse. That looks pretty sweet. And then, yes, Zack Snyder also posting an Iris West. An Iris West right here. Image of, of course, Kirstie Clemens saying Iris West, leave questions for Zack Snyder's Justice League below, and we could answer them during the panel after movie next Sunday. So that Q&A is going to be interesting. People are going to have a meltdown when it comes to a certain aspect of it, but I'm not going to say anything more. Okay, cinematographer Stephen F. Windon. You like how I like sneak things in there? I'm just doing that. Who did the cinematography for The Gray Man and Fast X, has been added to the crew for Mortal Kombat 2. All right. I just want the story to be better than the first one, please. Purdy, please. Carrie Fisher will be honored on May 4th. That's right, May the 4th, with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Too bad she didn't get that beforehand, but hey, it's fine. As long as she's going to get her star right there. So May the 4th, Carrie Fisher's Hollywood Walk of Fame. What's going on, Brendan? Good to see you. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Media bias right here. Right here. Okay, so CNN, of course, reports Tucker Carlson out, but they don't report that Don Lemon is out. And just like Fox News reports that Don Lemon is out, does not report that Tucker Carlson is out. This media bias, man. This is what I hate. And then people swallow up both sides of this shit. They swallow up one side and they say the other side's evil. This other side, you know, it's like, yeah, it's like, but it's, you know, you got to look at it in the middle, kind of like, I don't know. But that's what I was talking about when it comes to that. Anyways, moving along, Joe Russo is scaring the shit out of me right now because we all know that AI is going to take over our lives. And Joe Russo right here said he believes that there will be movies made by AI soon that could engineer storytelling. You could save the AI on your streaming platform. I want movies starring my photoreal avatar of Marilyn Monroe's avatar. It renders a story. He thinks that this is going to happen in 2 years. 2 years! And I think I've even mentioned too, I don't know if it was on this stream or the Vodka stream, but I mentioned, I was like, I would not be surprised. I'm like, when's the first movie that's going to be completely written by AI? And maybe even done by AI. I don't know. I think the first movie will be written by AI. And then eventually it's going to be a whole movie just completely done by AI. That's just insane. You know? It's going to be pretty crazy to see how that turns out and see how people react to it as well. But yeah, this is pretty scary. Pretty scary. I mean, I would say that Marvel's already... I mean, it's kind of funny because in She-Hulk, they kind of make fun of that. They make fun of that AI was writing the Marvel Studios movies. If you watch She-Hulk, at the end, when they do like this meta thing, and basically just saying that there was like a literal robot that was creating Marvel Studios content. And it's just like, oh my God, that's coming to fruition. And that series was out last year. It predicted the future already. So, according to Joe Russo right here, insane. Insane. And Henry Cavill posted this right here.
Look round a hero.
Yeah,
Heroes there and go,
scenes.
squirt! Yeah. Okay. Fuck it, do it on the first one.
Always a yes. I was the person who...
Henry should turn...
This looks like it's going to be a pretty cool, like,
The opportunity.
Inglourious
Always
Basterds
an interesting one with
movie.
Guy, because the way Guy operates...
Look at that fucking beard. Look at that beard. Look at that beard and that curly hair. He's rocking right there. See, that's the thing, is like, you almost have to do that because, again, I don't see Superman right there. I don't really see, I see a little Superman right there, but mainly I don't see Superman right there. So, like I said, when it came to Man from U.N.C.L.E., it was just like Superman in a suit. I don't see Superman right there because that's a crazy beard and some, curly hair, not jet black. So, it's all good. But yeah, this movie's looking... This movie looks like it's going to be right up my alley. Well, it's Guy Ritchie, which is always right up my alley. But yeah, he gave some praise to all this right here. He's wrapped up filming. He's wrapped up filming just in time for him to show up at CinemaCon and make like a big, huge announcement, according to some bullshit scoop. Yeah, did you guys hear about that? Yeah, I saw Comicast. That guy, I forgot his name. Comicast, it showed up on like one of my news feeds that, yes, Henry Cavill's going to show up to SnyderCon and have a big announcement. It's like, again, these scoopers that are trying to scoop an event that's supposed to be a celebration. But hey, look at this image right here from Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. It's Tom Cruise running. That's right. It's not like we haven't seen that before, but hey, we don't mind seeing Tom Cruise run. Tom Cruise runs. And then Deadline right here reporting, we talked about it last week, that there's going to be possibly a writer's strike for the WGA. Now we got the DGA, the Directors Guild, said today that it supports the WGA in its ongoing negotiations for a new film and TV contract. So, I mean, obviously, directors and writers have to work together, so that does make sense. And then you guys know about Final Space? Well, apparently, the dude right here, that's, finally going to be happening for him. And this is, the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because, as happy as he is, it took him 2 years.
The Final Space.
I
tried every contact that I had that I knew of.
He wanted to finish it because the show got canceled.
I had my attorney.
Final chapter.
People down. I did everything you could possibly do.
Graphic novel. WBD, you have another story that you could finish in possibly that form or animation form, because let's face it, the further we move forward, the further away we get to a live action version of it. And I know, like, there's some people you can't say that to. They will dogpile you and they will say that you're not a real fan and everything like that. But man, if something like this could possibly even happen with the Snyderverse. I mean, I remember I got dogpiled on. This was I don't know, a year and a half ago. Or no, it was like 2 years ago. I don't know. It was around Thanksgiving time, because I remember I was going to Vegas. It was Thanksgiving 2021. And there was a tweet going around that was saying that, what is your most controversial DCEU take? Or Snyderverse take. That's what he said. That's what it said. What is your most controversial Snyderverse take? And I said, I would be okay if it finished in graphic novel form. And oh man, did that fun side of the fandom had a field day when it came to that. My tweet got tossed around like a copy of Playboy back in the day. Yeah, it was pretty funny, because it's got to be live action or nothing with those guys. Who cares what Snyder wants? Who cares whatever? Because, he's shown interest in that. But, yeah. But, hey, you never know. You never know. But I'm glad that this dude... I've watched a few episodes of Final Space. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I didn't like it as much as, like, Rick and Morty, because it is a Rick and Morty kind of thing. It's not as edgy, but still really, enjoyed the episodes I saw. So, but good on him. Zachary Levi! Not saying anything controversial right now. Well, kind of controversial, but apparently in a recent quote from Zachary Levi, he said that Superman Shazam, The Return of Black Adam, would be a cool thing to do live action. Black Adam is our evil twin. It would be an incredible and awesome fight. Yes. I mean, I think that's what Dwayne Johnson kind of wanted. He wanted to eventually lead into that, but I don't think he was doing it the right way. He wanted nothing to do with Shazam, it seemed like. And apparently, from what I heard, yes, he didn't want anything to do with Shazam, which is ridiculous, because that is your arch nemesis. He's like, yeah, Superman can be in there too. We'll lead into that. But hey, deal with your actual arch nemesis first, Dwayne. Your passion project you've been working on for over a decade. Even though it was just you in a Black Adam costume. You didn't, I would have, I still stand by the fact that it's like, I hope is there behind the scenes anything that shows that there is actually a headpiece with the widow's peak and the pointy ears? I wonder if they actually tried it. That's the question I have when it comes to Black Adam. Did they actually do makeup tests to see if they can actually make Dwayne Johnson look like the actual character of Black Adam from the material? I mean, I'm sure he looked ridiculous, but maybe they made it work somehow. I don't know. I just wonder if there's actual shots of him that will come out that show him with the pointy ears and the hair that's like a widow's peak kind of thing. But anyways, yes, it would have been good. And again, Dwayne Johnson, who knows what he was actually trying to do? I think he was just trying to run DC Universe at the time. I don't know. It's very odd, but I just hope that there is. Release it. I want to see. I mean, obviously you could do some Photoshop, and there's been Photoshop out there, which hasn't looked that bad. That could show some pointy ears and actual hair right there. But I'm just saying, if they're going to do Black Adam again, hey, get somebody that can actually rock the look, not get somebody who's The Rock. See what I did there? You're welcome. This is pretty awesome right here. Look at this. Somebody, let's see. I'm gonna plug this right here because this is freaking amazing. This is actually pretty amazing right here. Come on. Full screen it. But this is actually, obviously we got Chris Pratt. Somebody made, this is Reimagined Games right here. They actually made like an updated version of Mario with Chris Pratt. Look at this shit right here. This is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. With all the sound effects and everything. This was 7 months ago too. Never knew this existed. But yeah, Ben found it and I was like, wow, look at this. You gotta love the internet. You gotta love creativity like this. Look at that. Look at that secret, right? Blip, 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 blip. There you go. Got a life. But yeah, just pretty freaking crazy. It's so freaking cool. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, again, the internet wins when this stuff happens right here. The internet just wins when it comes to stuff like this. So yeah, so search it, watch it. They have more than one too. First look gameplay, Reimagined Games. Watch that. Really awesome stuff, man. Really good stuff. And I'm sad that I didn't know that existed beforehand. I didn't see that before, so. Yeah, but go check it out. Go check it out. Fast and Furious 11 will be penned by the Flash and Cloverfield screenwriters, which apparently is, thank you, people are subscribing like crazy today. It's great. Christina Hodson and Oren Uziel will be writing the script. I mean, I thought they already pretty much, I thought Fast 11 was supposed to be like, like it was going to be a part 1 and part 2 finale. But I guess they're doing a Star Wars thing where they're just like, hey, we're just going to wing it. Why not? It is the Fast and Furious franchise, so I don't doubt that they're winging it. Just don't do time travel, please. Don't do time travel. Don't do time travel. Look at this. Hey, who wants a Renfield doll? I'll take one. Thought that's pretty funny. Somebody made that. We got Batfleck as a Funko Pop. Batfleck as a Funko Pop. I will say this, guys. You remember, I have a slight retraction. Remember when I was talking about when it comes to Batfleck and the Flash and that shot that everybody was complaining about? Apparently, like, okay, yeah, he is wearing the cowl, but there is some digital things that are happening in there more than I thought there was because, there's some things, I'll talk about it. I'll have to talk about it later. It's just some things I was hearing about when it came to, I know some people are not liking Batfleck's costume when it comes to the Flash movie. And it's like, well, you got to realize that, Ben was only going to be, it's only in it for a little bit. Not exactly, obviously we wish that it was the BVS costume or even the Justice League costume, but, it looks like very much like a stunt costume for a reason. It looks like a stunt costume for a reason. But anyways. Okay, computer froze. There we go. Oh my God. All right. Ah. Jeez. So, yeah, I don't know. Stupid computer. Freaking froze. Anyways, all right, we got some more stuff here. Let's continue on. All right, we got another shot of Indiana Jones right there. Cool. And then we got some more CinemaCon stuff, funny stuff, and then look at this. So here we go right here. This is Katie Sackhoff. This is what she has to say right here. This is what she has to say right here.
I don't know, like 70% are like super excited about Bo. You got 10% that are like, I hated the whole thing. You know, you got 5% that you just hate Bo. And then you got 2% that want me to sit on their face.
Wow. 2% that want to sit on your face. Jeez. Good for Katie Sackhoff right there. And then we got some stunt rehearsals for the Batman with Rick English. That's pretty sweet. And we got some more promo for the Flash right here, like that. And then congratulations to Andy and Barbara Muschietti. They won the International Filmmakers of the Year award at CinemaCon, so congratulations to them. And of course, we're going to talk more about that. More CinemaCon right there. More CinemaCon. All right, yes, that's going to be the main topic right now. Anything? Nothing? We're apparently, yeah, you're in that 2%. I know. I think a lot of people are in that 2%, of course. It's Katie Sackhoff, for sure. You know, you want her to get your sack off. Anyways, oh boy, yes. Where are the drops for that one? Jeez, I need a, yeah. Anyways, okay. So, CinemaCon, Flash. Movie's going to be showing the presentations tomorrow at 9:30. 9:30. Presentation's probably going to last, what, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours? Of course, we're going to be getting the trailer. I'm sure the trailer's probably going to be showing before that. And then, of course, the screening's going to be happening. And according to people that are already there, lucky, sadly, I didn't get there because who cares about Film Junkee? Anyways, according to people that are there, they're going to be able to, right after the movie is screened, they're going to be able to give their reactions online. So we're going to be getting the Flash trailer, and we're going to be getting a ton of trailer reactions with that. I'll be doing a trailer reaction too, and then I'm probably going to be doing a stream tomorrow as well to break it down and talk about the reactions, the internet reactions to the Flash. So expect a Film Junkee Live tomorrow at the same Junkee time. But they're going to be able to give the reactions right away. And then apparently, too, I was like, okay, I thought the whole thing was locked. Nobody's really, but apparently new information's coming out that, yes, they are actually seeing a slightly unfinished version of The Flash. That's right. Still polishing the VFX. The edit, start to finish, runtime, that's not being changed. So all the scenes that are in there are going to remain in there. But apparently, they're still working on VFX, still doing some last-minute renderings, polishings. That's why when people are complaining about the VFX, it's like, okay, it's still going to be going through the process. You're still going to be making the VFX better. So, but the people that are going to be watching it tomorrow at CinemaCon, yes, they're going to see, and hopefully it doesn't, like, mess. I mean, I'm sure they're going to probably mention, that, yes, that they're seeing like not a fully finished cut of the movie, but you know, hopefully they mention that to them. I'm pretty sure that they will. So anyways, so let's go ahead and like check and see what's going on. If there's any, let's look at some of the stuff that we're seeing at CinemaCon right meow. All right, so we got some posters right here. We love the fact that Barbie and Oppenheimer are right next to each other because they are the polar opposites of movies right there. Got Eric Davis, he's there posting. Obviously, we got the 3 posters right there, Worlds Collide. We got the Spideyverse posters right there. We got the Mission Impossible poster. And then you could pose inside a Barbie box. So good on Mr. Davis posting that. We got some statues right here that are holding some skateboards for Turtles. Turtles Mayhem. And then we got some Blue Beetle-ness. We got Blue Beetle. Look at that. And that costume is just, they fucking nailed that costume, man. They nailed that costume so much. So, But yeah, and then of course this is the schedule right here, just in case you want to know. Sony is happening right now. Warner Brothers presentation. Oh, it's at 8:30, not 9:30. It's at 8:30 tomorrow. The screening for The Flash is at 4:45 p.m. So expect them later that night. Damn. So that means probably, I'm going to have to figure out. I thought it was earlier, but no, I thought it was going to be like around 4. So then, I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out exactly when I'm going to stream. I might have to stream a little bit later. But then again, if it's at 4:45, I think the first initial reactions will probably happen just after 7 o'clock. Because like the runtime, I'm trying to remember the runtime. But, so maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll do a later stream or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then, of course, you got the Disney panel that's happening. And then, of course, they're going to be screening Boogeyman, which I hear that's pretty good. And Lionsgate, and then Paramount's going to be on the 27th, 10 a.m. And then they're going to be screening that as well. So, good times. What else we got? I think that's pretty much it. Zendaya, she's going to have an honored star. Good on her. Okay. Let's see. In 3 hours, a minute. So is there anything from? I don't know. Is there anything from CinemaCon that's happening with Sony right now? I'm gonna look at the latest, but I'm not gonna share the screen just in case something pops up that's not gonna be happening. Disney presentation, Las Vegas highlights. Nah, nothing's happening with that. Yeah, doesn't seem like anything's really happening, huh? I'm not seeing anything when it comes to the Sony panel. Sony is starting their panel, or maybe they're starting late. It was supposed to start like over a half an hour ago. Maybe they're starting right now. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be showing. Okay, according to some people right now, they are now taking the stage. So it's starting right now. So we'll see what happens. Maybe there'll be some updates on some Spider-Man, some Venom. I don't know. Ghostbusters, we'll see. Craven the Hunter, maybe? I don't know. Okay, yeah, it just started. I know, it said the schedule was originally for, I think, 6:15, but apparently they just started now, according to what I'm seeing when it comes to people who are there live tweeting it. So, all right, we'll keep it posted. We'll go back to it. If we get some craziness. So, keep me posted if you guys do that. Bad Boys 4, Will Smith, and okay. Oh, they're showing Bad Boys 4 stuff. Good. I forgot that's Sony. Yeah. Cool. All right, so starting off with Bad Boys. Are they already filming that? Am I the only one who is looking forward to for the Craven movie? Probably. I mean, I'll watch it. I watch everything. I give everything a chance. But, it's just like, yeesh. All right. Okay, let me do this right here as we wait for all that. Okay. Bum, 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 boom. Okay. All right. Let's get to the next topic. Superman Legacy updates. Not much. Because obviously right now, James Gunn is currently promoting Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He's on a press tour, doing all that. Trying to get praise of that, trying to talk mainly about that. But obviously he's going to be talking about Superman Legacy a little bit. So there is some, certain things that have come out in the past few days, when it comes to Superman Legacy. So first off, I'll show you right here. Just make sure everything's good. Just looking at some tweets when I type in Superman Legacy. With Superman Legacy casting underway, James Gunn says he has some incredible choices to play Superman. I'm incredibly excited and relieved. And then we got a fake one right here from Debussing Film that says Michael Cera is going to be cast as Superman. That's pretty hilarious. This is kind of a rumor. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but apparently Superman Legacy is going to be starting to shoot at the end of January next year in Atlanta. So there's that. I don't know. We have a costume designer right here, Judiana Makovsky, who did the Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy. She's been added to design a costume, so that's going to be interesting to see what the costume looks like. I know some people are worried, but hey, what can he do? What can he do? And then there was one more person added, which was production designer Beth Mickle. who did Drive, and then of course Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has been added to the crew for Superman Legacy. So that's pretty much the updates right there. Not much else. We won't expect too many more updates. I mean, I'm sure we'll get things here and there, but then of course you got CinemaCon that'll happen, which will get a bunch of updates. Probably get logos. We'll get a cast. We'll get a casting right there. Maybe a cast of like all the characters, but there's some Superman Legacy updates. We got a costume designer and we got a production designer, people who have worked with James Gunn. And I know some people are like, I know it's kind of like, I like the, I think it's been okay when it comes to those movies. I think it's been okay, so we'll see. We shall see. Box office, so Super Mario Brothers, man. Super Mario Brothers, #1 again. This movie can't be stopped. And I love it. But it's going to be the next big thing. We were talking about this last night on the Patreon stream. It's going to be the next big thing. It's going to be the next shiny object that we're all going to be like, oh my God, craziness, Because let's face it, the superhero genre is kind of in a weird spot right now. Kind of in a weird spot when it comes to the superhero genre. Marvel is kind of wondering like, hey, I mean, in Guardians right now, it's not tracking as high as they'd wanted to. Not tracking. Ant-Man was a bust. And then we got the DCU trying to kick into gear. Obviously, Shazam was a bust also. And now we got the new shiny object that is Super Mario Brothers. And people are probably going to be wanting more because, well, let's face it. It is just killing the box office right now. So let's look at some box office numbers. It was #1 again, made $59.9 million domestically, only a 35.1% drop from last weekend. So Super Mario Brothers just killing it, currently at $875 million worldwide. Just not going to stop. Zelda's got to be next, right? A Mario Brothers sequel and Zelda and what else, I don't know if they're going to jump right to Kirby. They should do a Metroid. But Evil Dead Rise, which I'm dying to see because I love the Evil Dead franchise, but I didn't see it on Thursday because, last week was all stupid, but it made $42.4 million worldwide. I heard this budget was super low, and it's pretty much already making profit. So I guess we can expect more Evil Dead, and it's also getting praised by critics. I got to catch this movie. Maybe I'll catch it this week sometime. I don't know what's coming out this week, so we'll see. And then Guy Ritchie's The Covenant also came out this week, and it only made 6.3. Small movie. I don't think anybody was expecting anything like that. But yeah, there's your box office numbers right there. Evil Dead making a fly. I mean, it's nice to see. It's nice to see that, okay, we have an animated movie that's not Pixar, that's killing it in the box office. And of course, it's not based on superhero stuff. It's nice to see that it's like, okay, video games, time for their due. Let's get a Star Fox movie already. And then we got an Evil Dead movie that came out that is doing well too. Like I said, the box office, I've heard it was like 15 to 20 million, maybe a little bit more, who knows? And it's already at 40 million. It's already made like twice its budget at least. And I think it's probably going to be doing well. I just like the fact, and John Wick obviously still killing it on the box office too. I just like the fact that yes, that some of these movies that aren't like, that are kind of fresh are making, good box office numbers at least. But we'll see what happens when we get to more stuff. So Mario IP is not IP. What? Okay. Air was good. Yeah, Air is doing relatively well too. I guess, yeah, I know. It probably would do Luigi's Mansion because they already tried that. And then, of course, they got Donkey Kong. Yeah, you're probably right, RJ. They'll probably do more Mario stuff first as opposed to like doing other, but I'm sure they have everything that's going to be. CinemaCon attendees are about to watch the first few minutes of Dumb Money. What the hell is Dumb Money? Who's in Dumb Money? Okay, you have my curiosity. I'm gonna type it in right here. Dumb Money. Paul Dano plays a YouTuber who puts all his money into GameStop. Oh, that movie. Okay, that's when the GameStop stock shot up, like, and some millionaires, people lost their ass, and people got a bunch of money when that happened. I remember seeing that because I was like watching stocks for a moment there, and I was like, wow, okay, so it's a Paul Dano playing that a YouTuber that's doing that. That should be interesting. That sounds like that could be a cool little movie. I didn't see anything else based on GameStop stuff. Yeah. Film Paul Dano. Paul Dano's great. Obviously. The Ayer Cut. Okay. Did you guys see what happened? What the? What? Now, not going to show anything. Not going to really even talk about anything because it leaked, and it wasn't leaked by David Ayer apparently. But I don't. To be honest, I don't even know exactly what happened when it came to this leak of the Ayer Cut, which is essentially just the Suicide Squad. It's not the Suicide Squad, but David Ayer's Suicide Squad script leaked full on. You can, and the reason why I'm even talking about it is just because I got it sent to me. I got messages. People were talking about it last night in the chat. And yes, I do. Somebody sent me the actual PDF and everything, and I haven't really read the thing. I've kind of skimmed. Looked at the end, Joker stuff. Yeah, we already know about that. We know that the Joker was supposed to be in that, that final little battle right there, at least partly in there. Hey, is there more Batman? Hey, possibly some more Batman stuff that was supposed to be happening. I don't know if it actually got filmed because you never know what actually fully got filmed. Was there more Batman stuff when it came to this? But yes, it leaked. Not sure what happened when it came to this leak right here. But at the same time, even though like that happened, it happened Saturday night, and because Sunday morning I started looking, I was like, oh shit, and I was, like I said, I had messages and people talking about it. I like the fact that people actually, there's certain accounts that removed screenshots and whatnot because obviously it was a leak and it wasn't leaked by David Ayer. But I'm glad that they did. Some Twitter handles aren't going to do that. They want give me they always accuse me for the clout, and I think they wanted the clout of having those pages up. So you can actually probably find some of it at least out there. But yeah, basically it's cool that I'm not going to just sit there and read the entire script, but this doesn't ruin anything for me. And I know there was some drama. Again, you got the RT, Ayer Cut, and whatever drama right there. Like I said, I don't follow those accounts anymore because once you find out who is behind them, you just go, okay, unfollow. Okay, I'm good. Because, yeah, I saw that there was some kind of drama that happened with that certain people that were involved with that. Not going to try to get too much into that because I'm just like, Jesus Christ, guys. Again, it's just like egos clashing. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. But some people were saying like, oh my God, is this going to ruin any chances for the Ayer Cut? Well, right now it's like, it's kind of in limbo. I don't think this ruins anything. I don't think it ruins people wanting to see the Ayer Cut. I still very much want to see the Ayer Cut. I'm sure you guys still want to see the Ayer Cut. Even if you were to read the entire script, I think you'd still want to see it, right? Because, yeah, you could visualize it, but you'd want to see it. I mean, for God's sakes, when it came to the Snyder Cut, Zack was giving away spoilers like crazy. And some people were complaining about that. He was like, why is he posting all this? He's giving away too many spoilers. And we're just going, I don't care. To quote Tommy Lee Jones from The Fugitive, I don't care. I don't think any of us cared. We just still want to see the goddamn thing. Let's see the fucking thing. So even if the script's out there, fine. Cool. I still would like to see the Ayer Cut, and hopefully that it does come out. But of course, right now with DC Studios and WBD, might be a little bit. We might have to wait a little bit longer, but I don't think it ruined anything for sure. So, but yeah, I mean, sniff it out, guys, if you want to. I mean, like I said, it's out there. But this movie wasn't rearranged as much as Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, I mean, relatively, you're going to see some things, but you're going to see things that, obviously we didn't see. I mean, obviously there's a good portion, not as much as the Snyder Cut, but there's a good portion that did get rearranged and some, reshoots that were put in there and stuff. But, it's always cool to see like a script, and read a script or whatever. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, there you go. Ayer Cut, look for it. It's out there now. Yeah, literally put Darkseid in the trailer. I know, exactly. I mean, it's just like, I think Zack just knew. He knew. And I wish, and even David Ayers posted some spoilery kind of things. The fact that he was like, oh yeah, Joker is supposed to be in that final battle for a little bit at least. Yeah, it's an earlier draft. Yeah, see, it's an earlier draft. So, like, look at what Jesse has to say. And that's why I'm saying, like, because in that early draft, there is more Batman. And I'm going, was that actually shot? I don't think it was. So, what do you reckon? Okay, anything? All right, anything more from Sony? We'll talk about it tomorrow if there's more from Sony. I'm just looking, seeing if there's anything. Shit. Okay. All right, just looking. All right, what else? What do we got here? Questions. We're in questions right now. Sorry, I was just reading something. That's why I went, shit. All right. Let's go to YouTube first. Yeah, there you go. All right, YouTube. Let's see. Questions, comments. Let's see right here. Nerdy Mastermind question. Do you think people refuse to move on from the Snyderverse? Yes, there are people that refuse to move on from the Snyderverse. Do you think these people have attachment issues in real life? I mean, I don't want to, like, comment really on that. I mean, if they do, they do. I mean, I love the Snyderverse, but I can be like, all right, what's Zach doing now? If Zach goes back to the Snyderverse, I'm all about it. But, you know, he's creating another Snyderverse. I get people were promised movies that never happened, but that's Hollywood, and that's nothing new. Spider-Man 4, The Amazing Spider-Man 3, Justice League Mortal, Elf 2, Ash versus Freddy versus Jason. I remember when that was promised. Ghostbusters 3, Hellbent, Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, Neil Blomkamp's Alien. Yeah, talking about all that. I'm a massive horror fan, and I would have loved to see Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. Me too. What horror fan wouldn't? But it's been well over a decade, and you move on. Do you think the Snyder people will ever move on? Thanks. Well, I think some. I mean, I think it's again, it's always a small portion. It's a small portion, and you know, it's not even like, you know, always people talk about moving on. I've been accused like, you're part of the move on crew. And I'm like, when have I said move on? I'm like, you don't have to move on. You can still talk about it. Obviously, we're going to be talking about it like crazy this weekend. That's not moving on. You don't have to move on like that. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, obviously, people who are, you know, there are certain people that, of course, create campaigns that just make no sense, that are poorly thought out, which, you know which campaigns I'm talking about. You know, Zach doesn't, when he talks about DC characters, he doesn't talk like he's moved on. No, like there still could be something that he could be involved in when it comes to DC still, because he loves the characters, whether that be animation or graphic novel or coming back to live action. He has spoken on the Vodka stream. He's spoken that he would gladly do an actual live action adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns. Now, I don't know if they would actually do that, because, you know, he took many elements, at least the Batman and Superman fight, into consideration when it comes to Batman versus Superman. But yeah, I mean, so it's just always funny when people there was like a whole thing where like, hey, you're part of the move on crew. I'm like, move on from what? I mean, I'm just following his lead. That's all I'm doing. Just following his lead. I'm moving on to Netflix and Rebel Moon next with him. And then, you know, but like I said, I'm not moving on to the fact that I love what he did with the DC universe, and that there always is a possibility of more coming. You just never know. Is it going to be exactly what some people want? Is it going to be like a direct continuation? I don't know. The further we get, it seems like that's unlikely. And everything that's happening, like with Cavill, with Affleck and everything, I don't know if that's actually going to be a possibility. All right, and that's pretty much it when it comes to YouTube. All right, let's go to Twitter. See what's happening. Anything bad? Okay. Up. Okay, I think we're good. Making sure. All right, so we got right here, we got Eric. At this point, I'm wondering if Zach and Terrio wrote a script for Justice League Part 2. Regardless, odds this Ayer Cut leak would be part of the plan. Odds it's an early draft. I'm sure they have like at least an outline. I'm sure there's something when it comes to Justice League 2, because they were going back and forth when it came to how many parts it was going to be. Since we're talking beer tech, this Japanese company invented a new canned beer that develops a head when opened. Well, that's interesting. Too much head. That's what she said. Interesting. Brad, how would you rank 2023's CBMs in terms of anticipation for you? Also, why did the chicken cross the road? I mean, The Flash is my number one. Flash is definitely number one. I don't know. Number two would probably be maybe Guardians of the Galaxy. Kind of looking forward to that. I mean, I am looking forward to that. See how that wraps up. And then Blue Beetle. And I'm trying to remember exactly all what comes out this year. But, you know, something like that. Top three at least. Andrew Casali, when they screen the whole Flash movie tomorrow, what do you think will be the most talked about thing coming out of it? Nostalgia, yes. You're asking me something that you already know the answer to. Dave, question 1. Should CinemaCon have more big screening events for movies that are supposedly really good to show that movie companies are confident in whatever that company is releasing in theaters? Whoa. Yes, I think they should do that. It's going to build up some hype. Question 2, with Guardians 3 right around the corner and The Flash coming out soon after, which of these two films do you think will be the best? I think Flash will probably do the best, to be honest. I might, yeah. And then number 3, who would you pick as Superman, Lois? I'm not going to do that right now. I'll figure that out. We'll do like a stream where I talk about my my list of cast. Kenny. Hey, Dave, 2 thoughts I have. First, I'm super excited for the Flash movie. Man, this is going to be good. Michael Keaton back as Batman, Sasha Calle as Supergirl, Ben Affleck Batman, the multiverse, etc. It's going to be insane. Second, I'm excited for what James Gunn has planned for Superman Legacy. All I'm hearing so far sounds great and something new for Supes on film. Yes, I know. It's been so freaking long. Hopefully, the suit will have more of a classic look. I have a feeling it will. But more modern. Yeah, modern classic kind of thing. Super excited for the new Superman, yes. Well, yeah, it's going to be interesting there, Ken. Cooper Knox. I've managed to snag all the screenshot pages for a leaked script. Going to do my best to convert it into a readable PDF. Yeah, it's already out there, too. Mr. Nobody. Hey, Dave. Who do you think Superman will fight against in Superman Legacy? The Authority or Creature Commandos? I figured it was going to be some kind of Brainiac thing, but I feel like they won't be the big bad. Hopefully it won't be a giant monster like a kaiju. Would be cool, yeah, but it will also wait. It's got to stick with the landing the third act. I don't know. I thought it would be like more of a Brainiac thing. Devin Wooter. Dave, I'm surprised that I'm surprised embargo for The Flash is going to be released after CinemaCon. Do you think you got to be by critics and fans? Yeah, it'll be liked. It's only a social media thing. That's all. They can't go on like a full-on review. Favorite scene from and what's your favorite scene from Dark Knight Rises? For me, it was the cops versus Bane and Army. Favorite scene in Dark Knight Rises? Huh. Good question. I do like the Bane and the first Bane and Bane and Batman fight. So I do like that. Jay, where is Kraven and why don't people realize it has the potential to be the sleeper hit of the year? I think it's because of Morbius. So I don't know. Maybe they'll be talking about it. Is anybody talking about it? I don't know. And then finally, Malmat, I heard the Flash movie showing at CinemaCon isn't 100% done in terms of editing. It is done with editing, but mainly VFX. The editing is done, the edit is locked, but the VFX are not. Majority is done. Thoughts? Yeah, I already talked about that. Yeah, it's interesting that is the case. But, they're still going to be polishing those VFX, so just got to do that. Any updates on Sony? I'm not seeing any Sony updates when it comes to CinemaCon. Let me see here. What if this weekend they announce that the Snyderverse is getting restored like how we got the Snyder Cut? I can assure you, CS, the director, that is not the case. Zack is not doing that right now. It's all about Rebel Moon for him and celebrating what he created with his trilogy. So I can assure you 100% that is not happening. All right. Okay, Across the Spider-Verse takes place 1 year after Into the Spider-Verse. That's pretty much what they're doing. 14 minutes of Across the Spider-Verse is now being shown at CinemaCon. Lucky! And then they talked about, first up, Craig Gillespie's Dumb Money, a movie about the chaos, about the, of course, the GameStop thing. I didn't know. Yeah, Seth Rogen's in there, too. Sebastian Stan, Pete Davidson, Shailene Woodley, Anthony Ramos, Vincent D'Onofrio, Dane DeHaan, and Mahala Harold. Sony exec Josh Greenstein believes that Insidious: The Red Door could be the most successful film of the franchise. Wow, that's putting a lot of stake into it. At CinemaCon, Sony Pictures presentation is first up. Here's the slate. Okay, Bad Boys 4 is in its fourth week of shooting. Okay, so they are shooting Bad Boys 4 right now. Good. Let's get can Will Smith come back finally? I know what he did was wrong, absolutely wrong, and he's in a really crappy situation, marriage. But can we get him back a little bit? That'd be nice. All right, so it seems like that's pretty much it when it's coming on Sony. Nothing too big when it comes to Sony. Will Smith is therefore not canceled. Yeah, you can't cancel Will Smith. Can't. I mean, I think if he ended up smacking his wife, which I think some people would celebrate, that's when he'd get canceled. But it was there's a discourse on whether or not, which was kind of weird that there was a discourse. It's like, no, you can't do that. You can't. He fucking assaulted somebody live on stage in front of millions of people. That's assault, no matter how way you put it. Even if it was a slap, it was still assault. But what could he do? And obviously, nothing happened with it. Chris Rock got some content out of it. I mean, if you watch the latest Chris Rock special, I mean, he ended talking about that whole situation, and I thought he did a good job with it. I mean, I thought he did a great job, but I still like Will Smith. I think it's possible for people to like both still. I know there's some people, it just seems like nowadays you always have to take a side with everything, and I hate that. I hate the fact that everybody has to feel like they have to take a side and be part of a tribe or whatever the hell. Tribalism is just running rampant nowadays, which is fucking annoying. But I look at it as like, okay, it was a dumb joke that Chris Rock said, but that didn't warrant getting slapped by Will Smith, a big dude, way bigger than Chris Rock, so it didn't warrant that. So, but at the same time, it was a dumb joke. I didn't think it was funny, but I also don't like Jada Pinkett, so it's just sick. I think there's some things going on there that's like Jesus Christ, but I am very much looking forward to another Bad Boys. Another Bad Boys movie. I thought the last one was good. They've all been good, even though I kind of miss Michael Bay. But I still think that the last one was really good. Actually, there was a lot of plot twists in there. A lot of things where I went, "Whoa, shit! Didn't think they'd do that." So good stuff. All right, guys, time to wrap this up. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that like, thumbs up before you leave. Share the stream if you be so pleased. Do that. Become a member. Like I said, we do a members-only stream after Wednesday streams. And like I said, I will be doing a stream tomorrow because I'm going to have an actual reaction. I'm going to do a trailer reaction video to the Flash trailer. And there's also talks maybe that there might be an Aquaman 2 teaser. I don't know. Maybe I'll just save that for the stream. But expect a trailer reaction video for the Flash trailer, and then we'll break it down tomorrow. We'll go through it, talk about it, and then hopefully if there's enough time, maybe I might push it to later. We'll get some of those reactions as they come through. So I might be on a little bit later. Maybe I'll push it to 6:30 or maybe even 7 o'clock just to get those reactions to the Flash screening, and we can go over those as well. So We'll see. I'll let you guys know, of course. But thank you guys for everything, for watching and whatnot. Andres' sources on his back. All right, guys. Love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll be talking more about the Flash. All right, guys? Bye-bye.